Hello, Goddess Mastermind community, and all you business entrepreneurs out there. Going live to bring you some new content for the day. Are you ready? Let's get started. I have invited Karen, one of the founders of the Goddess Mastermind Group, to join us. So she should be checking in here shortly. There she is. So I can add Karen. Hello, Karen. Are you there? Yes, you are. Added to the stream. All right. And I think we're going this way or we're going the other way. Looks good to me. All right. So I was just telling our viewers that we're going to bring them some content today, and we're really excited to help them out with their to-do list and their overwhelm and their stresses of, oh my God, everything coming at you, and how do I do all this? So you want to tell us about what we're going to talk about?
So we are going to talk about chunking your time into delicious, chewable chunks.
Yes. So the reason we want to do that is because of this like overwhelm, right? And so how does chunking work?
Right. Well, chunking, just to remind everybody, chunking is one of our 12 tips to triple your productivity. So chunking is all about focus. So most of us have a lot of things on our plate. I would guess there's probably not one person that doesn't have a lot of things on their plate. And we tend to think that we can, be a juggler and have, I don't know, can you juggle, Lucy?
Not really. It doesn't go very well. It's kind of like,
right?
And then the next thing comes flying at you and you're like, whoa, 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 I'm still working with this one. No.
It's seriously a skill. I know a woman who's a professional juggler, and I can't keep 3 balls in the air. But the point is that most of us expect ourselves to keep like 5 or 6 tasks in the air all day long. Mm-hmm. So chunking is kind of like our colloquial term for taking small bits of time, an hour, 2 hours, and saying, okay, head down, I'm going to focus on this one thing. Mm-hmm. Because you can be a lot more effective and you can get a lot more done when you're actually, moving forward, doing it. And one tool that's really great, I know it's not news for a lot of people. I know it's been around a while. But in case you haven't heard of it, Pomodoro. The Pomodoro method is an amazing, amazing technique. And you can get apps on the App Store or Google Play for free. And it's named after the little tomato timer, the little kitchen timer, the cute one that looks like a tomato. And basically the idea is you take a 25-minute focused work period, and not like, oh, I've got 25 minutes, but like, okay, 25 minutes, go, Mm-hmm. And then you work, and then ding, the little timer rings, and it's like 5 minutes to like break, celebrate, have a coffee, go outside, hula hoop.
Breathe.
Right.
Yes.
And then after 5 minutes, boom, you're back in it. So really, you're taking like a 10-minute break every hour if you do it that way. Have you used it before, Lucy?
I have. It's really helpful. And in the app that I have, it's called Be Focused. And that's all one word, but it has little segments that you can designate for like what task you're working on. So it's a little extra reminder. Wait a minute, I'm working on this email campaign right now. Okay, next thing, get my little break, little reset, coming back, and then I'm working on this web development. So I really like that for knowing when I'm taking my breaks and also what I'm working on.
Right. And one thing I forgot to mention is that the app that I use, which is called Focus Timer, they have basically it's a four set run. So it's like a 4 hours, right? So 25. Oh, actually, it's more than that. Less than that. 25 minutes, 5-minute break. 25 minutes, 5-minute break. 25. Okay. So it's 2 hours, right?
And what's the name of that app?
It's called Focus Timer. One word, not focus.
Just focus. Like timer. All one word. Okay, I'm putting it up as a banner so everybody can look at it.
Oh, nice.
All right. And then also I am adding in our, after I'm telling everyone about this one. So here is the 2 timers that we're just sort of talking about, this way and this way. And then also our 12 tips to
Oh,
triple
right.
your results. So that's the next thing. You can check that out here. But we'll certainly go on and tell you a little bit more while we've got our live going.
Yeah. So it's a lot of productivity tips. Some of them you're not gonna like.
Oh, well, why won't I like it? Because I'm going to be more focused.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like most of us struggle to stay focused because it's exciting. Like having a new thing. I mean, that's why social media is so popular. It's like, what's a new and exciting thing?
Mm.
And restricting yourself and the discipline of staying focused. Um, it can be a little bit of a challenge, but like the results are so profoundly more than just being like, okay, I've got a list. Maybe I'll work on this a little while, and then I'll work on this a little
Mhm.
while.
Yeah, that
And
meandering path, not as good. I really like how this helps me stay in that space. And again, if I have to shift and not work on that in that moment, I can, but I'm doing that with a conscious choice to stay focused or to shift my focus on another priority, which is also mentioned in our one of our 12 tips.
right. Oh, I heard an interesting thing the other day, Lucy, about the word prioritize. Do you want to hear what
No,
it is?
yes, please.
So apparently, the word priority was not able to be used as a plural until like the 1920s, I believe it was, because it comes from the Latin priori, which means one, which means
Mhm.
first,
Just
right?
one thing. Oh, wow.
Right?
Okay.
So if you have priorities, you're already like, you have
This one and this one and this one and this
five
one.
first things.
Yeah, how many favorite children can you have? All of them? Hmm?
Mm,
I don't know. We don't
I
get to go into
refrain from mentioning anything about that.
that. Well, yes, and all of my tasks on my to-do list are important, but unless I focus on them, it does diminish my effectiveness, and that's the big thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Cool. So we'd love to hear how you keep yourself focused, and if you chunk down your time into little chunks or pomodoros or whatever you use to keep your little tiny sprints. This also works in Kanban, right? So Kanban, in case you guys don't know, is a development methodology where you take every tiny little thing and you break it into little tiny chunks. Like there needs to be a button. Okay, that's number one. The button needs to have text on it. That's number two. The button's text needs to have a link. That's number three. The button link needs to work. That's number four. The
Mm.
button, on and on. Tiny.
Mhm.
They're not like, we're doing a website, we're creating a piece of software. That's way too big, right?
Yeah.
Super tiny. And then there's this software you can use for it. I forget the name of it. And basically, you go through and did we create a button? Yes. Does it have text on it? Yes. Right? So that same kind of thing where the problem is we know so much that we assume that we'll remember it and then we
Oh,
can implement it, right?
yeah.
It's like this book. It's like this book I was doing for my book group called Essentialism by Greg McCowan, I think, where he talks about part of the problem of we expect ourselves to be so efficient because our language is very efficient. We
Mm.
can say, "Oh, today I mowed the lawn," and that takes you about 6 seconds to say. But
Hmm.
say you live on a big property and you have a riding mower and it takes you 5 hours. That's a much different experience, right? You expect because you can say it really quick, you can do it really quick.
Oh,
But
there's
um,
always different aspects to the task at hand. Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
So just so you know, chunk it down, get more done. That's your tip of the day.
Sounds really good. And as always, or as I introduced you earlier, you weren't here for that, but Karen and myself, Lucy, we are both founders of the Goddess Mastermind Group. And I also wanted to put up our website. If anyone wants to follow up and check out any of our available masterminds, we'd love to hear from you and get on a free call and talk about what's going on in your business.
Yeah, we have amazing self-employed, entrepreneurial women in our masterminds, and if it's a fit, we'd love to have you in there. That would be awesome. Lucy, can you show the link for the 12 tips?
Yes,
again?
I can. So that's our 12 tips. So that will get you to our site, as well as you can download the 12 tips and definitely share with your friends. And of course, we'd love to hear your comments in our group, or this is also being posted on Facebook and YouTube. So
and I have another tip. I have a bonus tip. Are you ready?
Sure am.
The bonus tip is that bit.ly links, like the one below, are case sensitive. So if you put lowercase gmg, you will either not get anywhere or you will get to a completely different link. So, word to the wise.
There we go. And bit.ly is a lovely, quick way of shortening up your links. You can go in and get a free account, and you too can make your own bit.lys. And it also keeps track of who clicks. Well, not so many who clicks, but how many clicks. So
and where they come from. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's like a shortcut analytics tool.
A little metric there for you for your marketing. And of course, we love to talk about marketing, so we'll continue.
Awesome. Thanks so much, you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Good to see you, Karen. Take care.
Yeah, good to see you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.